What's going on, YouTube? It has been a while since I've made a video, but all of the excuses aside, finally have a small topic that I'd like to bring to you guys. So I went to Maryland Mayhem. I met a lot of great people there, many for the first time, and it was so much fun. It was a great experience. Couldn't have enjoyed it better. One of the things that I had seen before but hadn't really looked into was just carrying around my Talon magazines. Everyone has their different style of doing it. I basically just had a small dump pouch where I stored everything, but that also comes with a tricky part of just being able to grab them out of the side pocket if I'm running, holding them just to make sure that they don't slip. And there were a couple guys there, or more than a couple, but people who had a chest rig. So it was something that I was like, that's probably time to at least invest some money, some attention into. And when I had asked questions, there was one out there, a little expensive, and so I went searching, and I happened to stumble upon this guy that I found on eBay. It was $12, and it is basically just a single sling that wraps around your chest. Now, for at least the ones that people were getting, it had one strap here and then another that goes around your armpit, either this way or this way, to kind of secure this from jumping around, slipping off your shoulder. So obviously this does not come with that, but it wouldn't be too hard to attach one to this. And this also cost me $12. It took a little bit of time to ship, but overall, I think that it's great. So let's just jump on in, and I will show you guys the details. So as I said before, this Molle chest rig came from China. It was an interesting buy. They have this in black. They also had it in different camo patterns, but it's basically one size fits all. So obviously you've got this end with the buckle, and it has a good amount of length to adjust to your fit, as well as this end, which you can also see has it's pretty wide, and it also has a lot of slack or a lot of extra material there to be able to fit your person. So I'll take a measurement of this fully extended just so that you can see just how large this thing can be. Obviously, it comes with the 3 Molle strips across the front. The other thing that was interesting is that it has a zippered pocket that is sectioned off into 3 separate compartments. So you do have that in case of anything. So I wasn't really sure exactly if the pocket was useful, at least for me, just because I want this to be as flat as possible. I don't want something bulky in here kind of moving everything out. So I was thinking, if you had a credit card or a key or just something that is very thin, you could put it in here. And there is a little bit of padding in this. So this is not just the straight material with nothing else in it. So there is a little bit of padding. There obviously is not padding on the shoulder, which you could probably add. So that might be worthwhile looking into. But I haven't tried running around with this thing yet. So I don't know how cumbersome it is. I don't know how uncomfortable it could be. But considering that the magazines and the holders that we're putting on this thing aren't very heavy, the only thing I could say about it is just having that second strap to be able just to keep it controlled on my body as I'm moving, jumping, falling around. So just some quick measurements for you guys. The rig itself from point to point is going to be 2 feet. The length here is 6 inches from top to bottom. And with these straps fully extended, this comes to about 58 inches. So it should fit pretty well on a bigger sized person if needed. So obviously this is just a lot of room for me. So you can see the strap hangs down pretty much to my waist down here. So obviously it can also be a little bit depending on which side you want to hold this stuff on. And then obviously having that second strap on either side will help to kind of secure this in place. So those are the measurements. If there's a measurement or something else you'd like to know specifically that I can give you guys, please put those in the comments, and I will get those answered as soon as possible. So now that I have the chest rig, I needed to look for a good system to be able to attach the magazines to, and a buddy of mine was able to get me these files, or at least point me to where these files live, for a double holder. So I printed these out. This was, someone had given me some clear ABS or transparent ABS, and so I tried printing it out and realized like a week later that if you wanted this to look transparent, or at least as transparent as possible, you need to print this with 100% infill, which I did not and totally forgot about. But they are what they are. I don't think I'm going to try reprinting them. Maybe later, who knows? I don't know how much of that transparent stuff I have left. But these guys are really awesome. I was able to buy the shock cord online, and then obviously with the red and then the white to match. And then obviously these will hold my Talon magazines with this Molle stick. You can attach them onto here, onto the rig as you see fit. You can probably fit about 4 or 5 if you really stuff them on to the rig itself, but I don't think you'll have a lot of room for your hand to be able to grab each magazine. And I think that might be a little bit overkill. So right now I have 3 of them for a total of 6 mags that I think should work well for any round that we come against, or come on, or that I play in. How about that? For those of you who may not be familiar with trying to put this thing together, most of you probably are. You will basically be feeding this underneath the straps themselves, and then also trying to feed this stick through these 2 attachment points, and that gives you a really good secure fit. This can be tricky. The first one is usually easy. The last one's easy. It's this second one that can be really troublesome to try to figure out how to get it to go underneath that strap while also doing here, just because you don't have much room. At least with this rig, because there's some padding, but because you also have the zippered opening, I found it's a little bit easier to kind of fumble your way through, and also trying to use your finger underneath to try and guide that stick in there, which again can be a little difficult. And eventually it will look like this, where you can see it is been captured by these 2 points, and then obviously you can get it fit. You can slide that stick in through the last one and really just secure this whole thing down. Come on. There you go. So, and then, make sure your knot doesn't come undone. So I've left these straps alone. I'll probably just tuck them in there, just to make sure I've got all the tension right on the shock cord. But this thing is very secure. It works really well to just hold everything. Let's see. You've got your magazines. You can pull them out and insert them really well. So overall, I really enjoy this system. Thanks to my buddy Chris, who was able to send me the files, or at least point me where these files exist. And then this find that I found on eBay for $12. I think will work really well. Just have to get that second strap in, and it'll be what I'm running around with for the foreseeable future. So my overall thoughts on this chest rig so far are that it is really good value for the money. Obviously, like I said, I have not yet run around with this too much, but it does feel secure if you can get this kind of cinched up. I don't think this will have a problem falling down off of my shoulder, although I can see myself, having to kind of just keep shifting my shoulder around. I do see this drooping down so that these are obviously heavier, where the second strap will help to kind of keep this in line once it goes around the armpit so that these will stay in the front. But that said, for 12 bucks, you can't really beat that price, and having the added benefit of these are now moved up here to my chest. My dump pouch can be used for just loose darts or rival rounds or whatever is needed. So if you would also like to try and get one of these chest rigs, I will put a link to it down in the description, as well as the link to where I was able to print these guys out. Overall, really fun. Going to be excited to try this at the next war that I attend, whenever that may be. Well, that is all I've got for you guys today. We will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.